you think I'm under town? I've seen life's not dead. I still play on top of you.
To 247miami.tv.
Hello and welcome back to Miami Roller Derby, brought to you live by 247miami.tv. I am George West of the George West Show, and I'm joined to my right, as verse to my left, as where you were last time, Thomas the Gold Train.
Good evening.
All right, we're ready for some amazing derby action tonight. The Miami Vice City Rollers welcome the Roger Rollergirls to the Sunnyland Hockey Rink. We got Will the Thrill calling the action in the stadium.
And I'll be calling the action for you.
And I'll be providing color commentary and learning at the foot of the master that is you,
Thomas Cole.
Thomas Cole.
Thomas Cole.
I'm just going to probably call you Cole Train for the rest of the evening, though. You good with that? That's a pretty tight nickname.
You know, I've never been insulted by anything I've been called.
Okay.
And I've been called a lot of things.
Worse. Yeah,
yes,
probably been called a lot worse.
All right. That's right. We got introductions going on right now.
We do. We got the Molly Rogers are coming out first. Let's run down their roster. We've got number 057, that's Snap Happy.
Oh, there we go. Number 13, Mason Pease.
Next up is number 1331, Loch Nessa.
Number 2173, Daddy's Little Ghoul.
At number 27, Demented.
Number 3.14, Sugar.
Sugar Pie. Makes sense, 3.14. 0.38, that's 5 Knuckle Bullet.
And number 55, Sugar and Spite.
At number 702, we've got Mini Mayhem.
At number 716, Dixie's Midnight Stunner. Sorry.
No problem. Number 77 is Bitty Brute.
Number 8 is Mayhem.
Number K9. You're going to love this one. Kickin' Puppies.
Number 9432, Holly Cost.
Of course, their coaches this evening are Oxidizing Angel
and Katie. Katie.
I believe Katie's also going to be skating tonight. She may be filling in as an alternate.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, on the Vice City Roller side, up first, we've got somebody you know.
That's right. That's my wife, Desdemona, number 000.
At number 138, Guinevere.
At number 1616, we got, Wilhelmina Shakespeare.
At 1985, the Duchess of Pain.
At 210, Calliope.
305, Talligator.
Number 31, Induce in Pain.
369 is Madame Fury.
And number 44 is Battlestar Valkyrie.
49 ER, that's 49er, that's Pow Pow Panther.
And number 517, Sugar Slap.
Number 7, we've got, keep your eye on this one, kids, Naughty Sea Cups. Oh, naughty.
And number 82, Divine Thrash.
Wrapping up our team tonight, we've got number 9 is Anger, and our alternate tonight, we have Alita 1 and Anna, and our bench coach
is La Ruthless.
Okay, right now, Divine Thrash taking the track. She's doing the hand clap thing, nice, friendly.
They like to go around.
Before it gets ugly.
That's right.
Before it gets ugly.
Before it gets ugly. This is the camaraderie. We want to like to welcome the girls for coming all the way down from Melbourne, Florida.
3-hour drive.
3-hour drive on their own dime. So I think we just say hello. We give them a high five slap.
We've got skaters here tonight from all over the state, from Key West to Jacksonville.
Key West to Jacksonville. That's right. And we also have refs from Key West to Jacksonville, as we have to have refs come in from other teams as well. So some of their refs are here.
That's the way the roller derby community is. It's so inclusive, and
that
everybody's ready to step forward.
We can have favoritism if we have refs from everywhere.
That's indeed true. That's indeed true. One of those things that you just don't think about. There's that thin line between clever and stupid.
So the refs are the ones in the zebra shirts, just like on any other major sport. We have inside refs that are rolling. We have outside refs that are rolling. We're about to start our first match. We got Battlestar Valkyrie, number 44, against Sugar Pie, number 3.4. They are lined. Everybody's back against the scrimmage line for an early block. They can actually line up anywhere between the front and back yellow lines that are on the track right now.
They're starting all the way at the back this time. That's strategic.
That is absolutely strategic. And they also fight for where they're going to stand
in
that line. Here we go. 1.
And we are underway.
We are underway. Battlestar Valkyrie gets out very early. She is lead jammer. That's what our ref is doing, standing up there holding that L. It's not loser, it's lead. She can actually call off the match before the 2-minute jam is over, and she does. Why does she do that? Because the other jammer was coming up on her tail and was about to pass her up. So she said, well, if I can't score, nobody's going to score.
Just denying the points.
Denying the points. So that's right.
There absolutely is a strategic element to roller derby.
There absolutely is, and now they're lining up on the line again. The same type of strategy. This time it is
Killer
Mason.
V.
That's right. And
Mason Voorhees.
Mason Voorhees. They are lining up. We got a 0-0 match still. They got 30 seconds between each bout before they can actually call the next whistle and start the next jam. And there we go. They're trying to push their way through. It looks like
Killer V.
Killer V is out. She's still fighting two girls. If they get it stretched out enough, they'll call no pack. There it is. The no call pack by Roll Boy. Now we have, there we go. She is loose. She is the lead jammer. And once again, she has her on her tail. She is still coming up. There goes. She passes her, and she calls it off.
Killer B is down and down hard.
There we go. That was just a slip of the skates while she tried to pull around and do a toe stop, actually, what she was trying to do, a backward toe stop.
All right, but she came right back up, and it looks like we're getting ready for our next jam. This time we've got Battlestar Valkyrie is going to be the jammer for the Vice City Rollers, and the jammer for the Molly Rogers this time out.
That's 1333. Did we not have that on?
That is Loch Nessa. Loch
Nessa. There we go. 1333 Loch Nessa. Again, they're lining up on. We got Talligator in there. Anger.
10 seconds
and Sugar
away.
Slap. And there goes.
Underway.
The jam is off. Look at that. Careful.
Battlestar Valkyrie trying to get past two.
Battlestar Valkyrie gets out.
Like she is the lead jammer.
There we go. And then we go. We got the other jammer coming up close behind her, but she's not giving up. Valkyrie's a very fast skater.
And she's coming up on the
She's coming back up on the pack. Now we got our first. There we go. She jumps through.
And
jump the apex. Jump the apex. Actually called the jam off. Hopefully before we got 4 points. He's holding up 4.
We are holding up 4. That puts our Vice Rollers on the board tonight for nothing. That's how we're going to start this game.
There we go. And each jammer ref, there's one ref for each jammer.
Okay, looks like the Duchess of Pain is going to be the jammer for the Vice City Rollers. And
again, Sugar Pie, 3.14. Sugar Pie has been given a great fight so far early in this game. And you notice the girls have staged themselves a little bit differently this time, not quite so spread out.
That whole pack went down.
The whole pack went down. We got to be careful for no tripping penalties there, but we don't see any. There we go.
Sugar Pie going to the rear of the pack. And it looks like
we got our lead jammer. We got our lead jammer, Duchess of Pain.
1985.
That's right. Now, if you notice the girls skate backwards once they knock somebody out of bounds, that's to make them have to skate backwards because they have to come in behind whoever knocks them down. That, again, is strategy.
Duchess is down. The Duchess,
there we go. She calls it.
The jam.
She calls the jam right there from the floor. Call the jam from the floor. You can do it anywhere, inbounds, outbounds, or on your back as it was done that time. And already, before the girls even finish coming off the rink, the new girls are already lined up. We've got who we got jamming? Talligator.
Okay, keep your eyes on her, folks. She is something to behold. Jamming for the Molly Rogers. I'm looking for the star on the helmet. I'm not seeing it. Oh, there it is.
There
okay.
it is. Yep.
And that is Mason Voorhees.
Mason Voorhees,
and
number 13, and they're away.
Mason pushing through. Tally right on her tail.
We got
there
we go.
Both jammers down, and Tally's right back up, trying to get through that pack. She's going for the outside as she comes up on the turn, and she is away. Lead jammer.
She is lead jammer again. There we go. The other jammer's finally through the pack. Hopefully, Talligator will be able to get through the back of that pack before.
They've got just about half of the track separating them. Talligator into the
there
pack.
There she goes. She gets through and calls off the jam. That's it right there.
Mason Voorhees not looking too happy about that, but that was an amazing hockey stop.
That was an excellent hockey stop. That's the way to do it. Come in fast, get off the track.
Right in front of my camera. Tell me you guys got that.
They are not paying attention to us.
No, they're doing the switching. All right.
He got it. That's it. Battlestar Valkyrie, Desdemona is out there.
And it looks like Loch Nessa is going to be the jammer for the Molly Rogers.
Absolutely. And here we go. The jam is off. The whistle blows. They start fighting their way through the pack.
And
she is coming through on the outside.
Jammer down, jammer down.
Jammer down. Oh, there we go. She's back up. 82's back up.
Valkyrie a chance to get back out there and get the lead jammer position.
Blocking still going on. There we go. No. The other team got the lead jammer.
Oh,
she's going
right.
to. Yep.
Loch Nessa
Valkyrie is, even though she's in the lead, she's still not the lead jammer. That she calls off the jam.
So that's it.
That's it.
Which brings our score to
no points scored.
To 1.
He's not holding up his fist to make any statement. It's say to 0 points. 0 points scored. We are now lining up with Guinevere and Sugar Pie. 3.4 again. Both excellent jammers. Both doing an excellent job.
We're waiting for the whistle from the refs.
30 seconds between each jam to allow the teams to set their teams. Change panties.
There we go.
Lineup.
Okay, we got Guinevere looking for a way to get around that pack, but she is dusted by Sugar
Pie comes shooting out of the front of that pack.
We keep calling her Sugar Pie. It indeed is sweet, but it's Super Pie.
Super Pie. Thank you for that. Super Pie.
Yeah, I almost caught a roller skate to the teeth in the pregame show when I was interviewing her.
Yep, out of bounds.
Out of bounds, and the jam is called off.
Jam is called off.
Oh, thank you, sir. Little of Grandpa's cough syrup.
Am I supposed to cough before or after?
You may cough after, my friend. Oh, isn't that tasty when it's ice and cold? Heat it up and cool at the same time.
Yeah, baby.
Those Germans knew what they were doing.
Yes, they did.
Okay, let's see here. We've got the Duchess of Pain, number 31, is going to be jamming for the Vice City Rollers. Jammer for...
And Voorhees, number 13.
Going to be jamming for the Molly Rogers.
Molly Rogers. We still haven't seen anybody sent to the penalty box yet, so it's been a
very clean game. But they are playing hard. Voorhees going for the outside, trying to take that lead position.
She gets the lead position by going to the outside. Everybody was struggling on the inside.
And she has put just about half the track between her and the other jammer.
Already. There we go. She is in the lead. Our jammer is starting to catch up.
And here comes Voorhees in the pack. It looks like she's going to attempt a grand slam. She takes down Wilma Shakespeare.
Nope. She gets her 4 points. Holding up 4. And the other player 0. So now they are on the board. We now have a score of
12-7.
12-7. Doesn't seem like a whole lot of points on the board, but there's a whole lot of fighting going on out there.
There's a lot of action on this track tonight. All right. Our skaters are lining up.
We got Talligator, Naughty Sea Cups, Desdemona Lot, and who is our jammer lined up? You know when
Number 44, which is Battlestar Valkyrie.
Battlestar Valkyrie. They are out, lined up.
Okay, now watch this one because you got Katie as the pivot. Molly Rogers. Let me see something here.
She comes to the inside this time. She has her teammate on the inside, clear the lane. She is now our lead jammer. Valkyrie's close on her tail, trying to catch up to make her call the jam, hopefully. The blockers are trying to set up a block, and they call it. 0 point score, 0-0. And again, each ref that is assigned, each jammer is assigned a ref. Those refs stay with that team's jammer for the half, and then they switch at the half. Once again, ensuring fairness.
That's the way we like to do it here. At least, in roller derby.
I was
going to say South Florida, but that just wouldn't fly.
You have inside skating refs that watch for inside penalty. You got outside skating refs that watch for outside penalty.
All right, we got Super Pie as the jammer for the Molly Rogers.
And
keep your eye on her.
We got
number 3.
Hilla V coming up from the outside. She likes to get a little bit of a head start. She didn't start on the line.
And
she is trapped behind her group.
We got a jammer down.
We got a jammer down. We got a couple skaters down. Right back up.
And both jammers.
Super Pie pushing hard. She is turned around, fighting. There we go. She come out lead. Super Pie, lead jammer, coming out again. She's coming around the pack. To behind them. Our jammer, or Miami's jammer, should I say, is not through. We got a penalty. We got one of Miami's girls going to the box. It looks like Divine
Thrash.
Going to the box. This makes it a little bit easier. We got a panty pass that happened. Pivot has become jammer.
And that would
call it off. So what did we get? I think we got 5. Did we get 5? No, we got 4 on that jam. And we got 1 in the box. So now Miami is lining up light. They only have 4. Actually, they're going to get a penalty here. If you'll notice, they have 5 players in and 1 in the box. That is a procedural penalty you will see called in a moment.
Okay, our skaters are away. Mason Voorhees is the jammer for the Molly Rogers.
Tally got her out of bounds. Good. There we go.
Battlestar Valkyrie, the jammer for the Vice City Rollers.
Coming up again. Jammer for Vice City is through. She is the lead jammer.
Battlestar Valkyrie is away. She's got about half the track, almost the whole track.
Almost the whole track. She's about to pass their jammer. She's past their jammer. There we go. Oh, nope. She had to crawl out. She actually got knocked out of bounds. She cannot get up inside bounds. She has to crawl out before actually trying to get back into the track.
And
there she
Divine
goes.
Thrash back in the game.
Divine Thrash is back in the game. There we go. Out of bounds. There we go. Oops. They both came out of bounds, so she can come back in wherever she wants. There she goes. She is through.
Getting a little push from Talligator. We all get by with a little help from our friends.
Absolutely. This is nothing more than a team sport and nothing less than a team sport. One person will not win this game for anybody.
I think one of my production assistants is in love with one Miss Mason Voorhees. She keeps doing that hockey stop right in front of him.
All he has to do is go to the after party.
Yeah, I don't think you could keep him away with dynamite.
I don't think so either.
I don't think it could be done.
You're not going to keep me away.
None at all. Okay, our skaters are lining up. Looks like this time out, we've got Guinevere is going to be our jammer for the Vice City Rollers. And Loch Nessa for the Molly Rogers.
There she goes from the outside. Girls had her lined up on the outside. Now she's coming. There we go. Our girls stuck behind. Miami's stuck behind. 138 stuck behind. There we go. Now we kind of break through on the inside.
Okay,
There's
Guinevere is our lead jammer for the Vice City Rollers.
And Molly Rogers is still at the back of the pack, trying to fight her way through for the first time.
Jammer knocked down, and she went to the rear of the pack. And she is away and through, and she calls it. Jam.
Hit it and
get your 5, get in, get out.
Well,
4.
It's not a grand slam until they also pass the jam.
Aha! You learn something new every day. And since I got to apologize for all our roller derby fans out there. No, I don't call sports. I do jokes and politics about jokes and jokes about politics. But I'm trying to learn at the foot of the master, Thomas Cole here.
And who is the president now?
That would be one Mr. Barack Hussein Obama.
Oh, yeah, Hussein.
Yes.
There we go.
Don't get me started.
Anger.
All right, we got Sugar Pie.
In the back, however, Super
is
Pie is already halfway through the pack, but she is being driven back. The blockers are allowed to skate backwards as long as they skate in the direction of play.
Anger, the jammer for the Vice City Rollers, is at the rear of the pack, getting held back by Loch Nessa. But she is now lead jammer.
Super Pie is still fighting through the pack.
But powerful. That's Anger, number 9. Coming up on the pack. She's
the
at
lead.
The pack.
There. Melbourne's jammer's being sent to the penalty box, which means this is a power jam.
It's just about to get real here, folks.
Power jam means that they get to skate unchallenged other than by the blockers. They don't have to worry about the other team scoring points. They can just keep going through. And you see the grand slam, 5 points. Her ref is holding up.
Yes.
5 points grand slam.
She's coming up on the pack again.
She will stay. She got hit good. She got hit good. Pops up, comes back in behind. Who knocked her out? Tallygator's putting the shoulder, clearing the lane. And there she goes. Another grand slam, and she calls it off. There we go, ladies and gentlemen.
32-11 our score
32
so far.
11. Keep in mind, 32-11. That's really not a big separation to score.
No,
they
this can
score
turn
that
on a dime.
back in this jam. It can
be absolutely turn on a dime. I think folks don't realize just how quick this game goes and how lightning fast it is. I mean, you really have to pay attention, or you're going to miss something. But don't worry, because they got another jam coming up in 30 seconds.
As you see out there at the front of the jam starting area, there is a young lady tapping her shoulder. She is not trying to convince them to do calisthenics. That is a referee.
She's not doing head, shoulders, knees, and toes?
Nope, that is a referee timeout to allow them to discuss penalties and or score.
All right. In the meantime, while we're waiting, I'm going to bring on a friend of mine. We've got one Mr. Danny Garcia. Go ahead and throw those headphones on there, young man. And let's get the perspective of – this is your hello, Danny. Thank you for coming on the air with us. We get mic 3. Mic 3, please. There we go. Okay, we're
Duchess
back
is still skating alone. Their jam skater is coming out. Super Pie is coming out. There we go. Super Pie is now your lead jammer. She is coming out of the pack, followed closely by Duchess. Duchess is actually right on her tail enough to call the jam. It is done. Now we will have a full jam bout this match. This jam. Here we go.
Okay, our skaters are lining up. All right, Danny, is your mic on now?
Check. There we go.
There you go. All
right.
Now, Danny, this is your first time ever at roller derby. Now, you've been covering sports for years.
Listen, I've covered George. I've covered Super Bowls. I've covered the NBA Finals. I've covered All-Star games. This is by far the most fantabulous atmosphere I've ever been around in sports. I mean, you get a big sports, you get lots of money, you get lots of people out there with all kinds of motivations. If you come out here to watch a bunch of pure people compete just for fun, great family, great friends. I'm loving this game, by the way. I love everything about it.
I told you would love it, didn't I?
You did tell me you would love it the other day, and you know, it just weren't wrong, to be honest.
I'm telling you. All right, let's get back to the action.
All right. Guinevere is our lead jammer. She is miles ahead while Tallygator gets sent to the penalty box.
So Vice City Rollers will be skating a little bit short. And keep your eye on number 7, Naughty Sea Cups.
Naughty Sea Cups open that path for Guinevere to get through. And the jam.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of the Molly Rogers are starting to breathe a little heavier. They thought they were going to have an easy go of it when they came to South Florida. You know, come down here and have a banana daiquiri or a mojito. Call it a day.
Listen, you think you're going to come down here, you're going to get good weather, good times, come home with a win. You're going to get the good weather, the good times. The win,
Yeah, you're going to make you work for it.
Absolutely. There is competition no matter what the score is, and it will go all the way through the last call.
Okay, we are away. Pow Pow Panther, the jammer for the Vice City Rollers. And we've got some skaters down.
There we go. We got skaters down. Molly Rogers has lead, jammer.
Loch Nessa.
Loch Nessa is coming up to the back of the pack after her first pass, being able to score. There we go. She is not the lead. Nope, there we go. She is the lead jammer and gets a grand slam on that pass because she was able to pass our jammer. So that was 5-0. 5-0.
That takes our score to 36-16.
Looks like Molly Roger is starting to dial in and figure out what they need to do to start opening holes and getting through the pack.
They are definitely they're coming awake. At least they had their warm up earlier, but it seems like really now they're getting the track underneath their skates.
All right, we've got a timeout called by Miami.
All right, so Danny, this is your first time out. Like you said, you've covered the Super Bowl.
absolutely.
You've covered the NBA Finals.
I have.
You've covered the Marlins at their best, their worst.
Mostly their worst.
And I invited you out here because I wanted, a real sportscaster. Sports is my thing. That's why I like Rick Kirby. It's a sport for folks who don't like sports. But you've been in the world of professional.
I've been in the
sports.
mess.
All right. How do you find this? How does it compare?
Listen, I mean, I tell you, I really like the energy and the speed of the game. And what's really been interesting for me is because I've never come out here, I'm learning the rules to the game. And I've been listening to you guys going up, and I'm learning more and more by the minute. And I'll be honest with you, I think I'm not going to say I'm an expert, but I've kind of picked it up. And I kind of like the fact that it's an easy, translatable game. It's got a great atmosphere. There's lots of speed and athleticism. I'll tell you, what's that girl, Mason Voorhees? That's the kind of speed and athleticism on that girl that if she's able to get around the corner the way she's able to do, it's very impressive.
Yeah, though every one of the ladies out here tonight is just amazing. Now keep your eye on 3.14 right there. That's Super Pie. She's going to be the jammer for the Molly Rogers. And
Winifred is coming up as her jammer as well. However, Sugar Pie looks like she's already halfway through the pack. As they're both fighting around, Talligator's turned around trying to give her all the blocking she can. However, Sugar Pie makes it through the pack as your lead jammer.
We keep doing that. She is sweet, but it's Super Pie.
It's Super Pie, but let me tell you something. She's a sweet skater. I'll tell you that.
She
sure.
is.
Listen,
It's an easy mistake to make.
you got to go the whole name, okay? You don't call a tribe called Quest, okay? You got to go the whole way.
Super Pie.
Super Pie calling off the jam.
3.14 called off the jam. Come up. She scored. She stopped the scoring. She did a perfect jam. That was beautifully executed.
Our score 38-17. Just about 11, just shy of 11 minutes left in the period.
There are two halves, separated by, of course, a little bit of a halftime here for us to.
We're going to have some halftime analysis and I think maybe a fashion breakdown for some of the bout fits that we see tonight.
That's right. We've got Voorhees lining up against Battlestar. Voorhees goes to the outside. Battlestar tries to go through the middle. They both go to the outside. However, Voorhees makes it first. And the Molly Rogers are excited. You can hear that from their bench. Voorhees comes up behind the pack. Tries to cut through on her scoring pass.
Down, but takes down 4 skaters.
We have a penalty. What got called? Somebody got called.
Naughty C-Cups sent to the penalty box.
Naughty's been naughty.
That's her MO. No stranger to the penalty box.
And they line up again. This time Miami won light.
Okay, we've got Killa V's going to be the jammer for the Vice City Rollers and Loch Nessa for the Molly Rogers.
Listen to the excitement. These girls are into it. They want.
And we're away.
Feel. There we go.
Loch Nessa right out
going
on
to the outside again.
She
gets right through as everybody was concentrating on the inside.
She's putting a lot of track between her and the other jammer. She's coming up Killa V and may lap the entire Vice City Roller squad.
Killa V. Oh, we get a big hit.
Trying to slow her down.
There we go. We got a penalty call
Denies
on
her
11.
the lead. Denies her the ability to pass the jammer.
Only she can call it. Only she can call it. There it goes.
And there
That's
it
what
is.
I was expecting.
Next up, we're going to have Battlestar Valkyrie will be the jammer for the Vice City Rollers.
And Super Pie, 3.14.
Super Pie, 3.14 on for the Molly Rogers. Okay, they're lining up at the back of the scrimmage line.
Now that this time they're keeping a loose configuration with the blockers.
Oh, here comes it.
Here they go. Now they backed up.
Wall.
Small wall with a smaller wall on the front. Here we go.
I'm just waiting for the whistle from the refs. There it is.
There
We're
goes.
away. Battlestar Valkyrie and
Going
Super
to the
Pie fighting
inside.
for that
Super
lead
Pie
jammer
going
position.
through the middle.
And
Super Pie's got it. Super Pie, 3.14 has got it. She's our lead jammer. And Battlestar is still fighting to try and get through the pack for the first time. There she goes. She's through, loose, and on the go.
And Super Pie coming up on the rear of the pack. Comes up on Pow Pow Panther.
There we go. You can hear the benches saying call it because the other jammer was coming up behind them.
Once again, the strategic element.
The lead has changed dramatically. They are now doing it's 39-28. They've closed the gap. They only have 11 more points to try and make it up. Once that 11 points has been made, it'll be a tie game. But we've got Voorhees against Alligator. Alligator's starting a little bit behind the line to give herself a head start going up. There she goes. She's ready. She's in. And she's off. Both of the skaters, Voorhees heading to the outside, Tally on the inside. Who's going to come out? We got Talligators coming out to the inside after doing a nice little spin move on turn number 2. She goes around the pack. Voorhees is still trying to get through the pack for the first time, coming up against the opponents. There we go, through the pack. And Tally makes it through the pack for the second time, and that makes it a grand slam. That should be a grand slam. I'm not quite understanding the 4 points. They're holding up because she did pass the jammer. And as she comes up to the back of the pack again, another opportunity to make a few more points before she calls it off.
We got Mason Voorhees coming up on the rear of the pack.
There we go. Mason Voorhees has the opportunity to score. Mason Voorhees does get through. And before it gets called, Voorhees gets 2 points.
Our score of 45-29.
And the spread separates a little more this time. It was closing. Now it comes back. I guess it all depends on who's back there jamming.
Indeed it does. But now we've got Battlestar Valkyrie for the Vice City Rollers and Loch Nessa for the Molly Rogers.
You also have Naughty Sea Cups back out on the track again, along with Duchess.
Wonder what trouble she'll get in on this jam. Looks like.
Wait a minute. Referee timeout. We got a referee timeout, so we're going to do calisthenics again. Everybody
Head,
stretch your
shoulders,
arms out.
knees, and toes.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Now you also see the folks walking around on the inside without skates. Those are called non-skating officials, or NSOs.
They're not just homeless people milling around.
They are not homeless people milling around. They are keeping record of penalties, and they are also helping keep track of scores.
So I should keep my dollar then.
What's that?
Keep my dollar.
You can keep your dollar. You don't have
to.
However, if you want to take that dollar to the F party and buy the girls a drink, it will be spent.
That was my plan originally.
Here we go. We're waiting for the ref's whistle. Battlestar Valkyrie and Loch
Ness. Valkyrie gives a little block to Loch Ness as she comes off the gate.
Thrash
is fighting through on the inside.
Loch Ness denying
Loch Ness is trying to get through the middle there. Valkyrie's still trying to get through on the inside. Both jammers are being held up. Looks like Naughty Sea Cups got her. And there we go. Out again as they skate backwards. It'll be called a no pack.
Battlestar Valkyrie, lead jammer.
Lead jammer coming up around the pack again as Loch Ness finally makes it through the pack on the inside. We got a penalty called on Molly Rogers.
Number 716.
And Valkyrie calls it from her knees on turn number 3. Ooh.
Okay, we're lining up for the next jam.
And we got 50-29. 50-29.
Just like that, it spreads open just a little bit more. Always a fun thing on a Saturday night.
Oh, my.
Yeah, I went there. Okay.
Super Pie is going up against
Talligator.
Talligator
jamming for the Vice City Rollers. Super Pie for the Molly Rogers.
Talligator's a very physical skater.
Indeed,
She's not
she is
afraid to hit,
very
to
admired.
push, to do what she needs
and
to do to
apparently
get
neither
through.
is Super Pie because she got right in there with the elbow.
There we go. And then she's still
And
fighting around the
it
pack.
looks like
Miami is
Talligator.
holding her the back. Talligator is round
Lead
through the
Gemma.
pack. Talligator's coming up around, and Super Pie finally makes it through the pack. She's through the pack for the first time. As Talligator tries to get through the pack, this time on her scoring pass. Remember, the first time just decides who's lead jammer and who is not lead jammer. The second pass is when they start scoring points.
Leader
Each
calls
person
the
they
jam.
pass.
Yeah, you got to be tough to be a Talligator when you
You
think about it.
do. And Talligator's one of
You
the toughest skaters on that team, one of the founding members, one of the folks who brought roller derby to Dade County. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to live coverage of the Vice City Rollers taking on the Molly Rogers, brought to you by 247miami.tv. I'm George West. I'm joined by Thomas Cole and Danny Garcia. We're bringing you all the action live right here. We're waiting for the skaters to line up. We've got Anger jamming for the Vice City Rollers and Mason Voorhees for the Molly Rogers.
That's right. We got Voorhees going through the middle and Anger's going towards the outside. Oh, yeah.
And
Voorhees
Mason
gets
Voorhees
through
is
the
away.
pack. There she goes. She's lead jammer. And it looks like Anger's still struggling to try and get through the pack for the first time and being sent to the back. There she is. Trying to get through on the
Voorhees
inside.
easily passes the pack.
Easily passes on the inside.
She's picking up speed.
That
She
is
wants to do it again.
5 points. Grand slam for Molly Rogers.
She wants to do it again. Anger's going to try to deny her, but nope. Once again, let's see what happens. She's down.
This is where lead jammer matters. If Miami could call it now, but no,
they're triple teaming Voorhees to keep her from getting ahead.
Triple teaming Voorhees, and the other jammer is able to get through with no problem. Here she goes
Here comes
again.
Anger, and the jam is called by Voorhees. Let's see if she does another amazing
There's
hockey
her.
stop.
Oh,
Not
Toe
quite.
stop.
Not quite.
denied.
She's running out of gas. Another amazing night of roller derby action here, brought to you by 247miami.tv.
Look at that score. We are now 59.
59 to
38.
Go
39. 20 points. 20 points. Easily made up, as you can see with that jam we just went through.
We've got Loch Nessa for the Molly Rogers and Battlestar Valkyries, our jammer for the Vice City Rollers.
That's right. Talligator's out there blocking this
And
time.
right away, Loch Nessa's getting right out front on the outside. She's got one skater between her, and that's it. She's lead jammer.
Lead jammer, just that easy. That's what happens when you got people in the box, and Miami has 2 girls in the box at this time.
That will slow you down.
This is why we don't want to commit penalties.
Oh!
She calls the jam from the ground. That was one
Big
heck of a hit. One heck of a hit. She's coming up from it. She's okay. Skating a little slower, but boy, did that look good.
That was an amazing hit. Loch Nessa, though, tough lady. She's right back up.
Tough as nails and
Put a smile on her face. That smile.
Smile on her face and just rubbing it. It's going to be a little bit of a bruise in the morning.
Yeah, she's going to feel that one manana.
those are the best kind, sir.
That is the best kind. All
She'll
right,
be
we
showing
got
that off for weeks to come. That look what happened to me Saturday night.
That's a badge of honor. It's a badge of
In
honor.
this sport, indeed it is. All right, we're getting ready for our next jam. We've got Pow Pow
Super
Panther
Pie.
and Super Pie.
Super Pie.
Right
Panther's
away.
going to the outside. Looks like
Super
Super
Pie
Pie is
just
making her way to the outside and hits an obstacle.
Dominating through the pack.
Alligator.
They're
No pack is called. No pack is called. So she gets through as lead jammer. Now, if the blockers all out too far and they get too much of a separation, they call no pack. At that point, the jammer is allowed to pass through the pack with no. You can't challenge them at all with no challenge.
Interference.
No
We've
interference.
got 4
No
Vice
interference.
City Rollers trying to deny Voorhees. They take her out of bounds. She calls the jam.
And that's it. Pow Pow try to get through that jam while you keep track.
But I'm always blown away at the skill these girls have, because you get that massive humanity in front of you on heels, and then you got to skate right through it. I mean, that's athleticism right there. You can't fake that.
No, you can't. You cannot fake that. That is hours and hours and days and weeks of training, taking the hits and coming home with the bruises.
Score 60-42 tonight here at the Sunnyland Hockey Rink as the Vice City Rollers take on the Molly Rogers. We've got Mason Voorhees and Battlestar Valkyrie are the jammers.
Battlestar Valkyrie's already been knocked out of bounds on the inside, but is back up, fighting her way through. However, it looks like Voorhees makes it through as our lead jammer. Once again, the Jolly Rogers has the lead jammer. They're stretching the pack out, making sure no pack is being called. Oh, we got her out of bounds. He calls the pack. There we go. That's the end of the game. That's the end of the jam.
Our score remains 60-42.
We are halfway through the first half. So halfway, that would be a quarter of the way through?
Quarter of the way through.
Yeah, there we go. Quarter of the way through,
It's that
but we
damn
only
Common
have...
Core math. That's what it is. It's that Common Core math.
The game has 2 halves, 30-minute halves, followed by about a 15-minute intermission. But we're halfway through the first half, which are quarters.
A quarter of the way through.
Quarter of the way through.
Listen, don't make me break out the calculator.
Don't make me break the abacus out.
Abacus, thank you. Yes. There we go.
Yeah, I went way old school, like Stone Age.
Yes, George, you're dating yourself, but that's okay because you're cute.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. It's always good when another man can appreciate the beauty of another man, especially when that man is me.
And he's the ball.
All right, I totally. Yeah, of course. I live in South Florida, man. You know, I take it when a gay man hits on me, I take it as the compliment it was intended to be. I mean, because those guys work out all the time and stuff, and I mean, you know, they say treat your body like a temple. I treat mine like a tent. You know, body by Pabst Blue Ribbon.
All right, looks like we have halftime.
Are we going to the half?
Are we going to the half?
We are. Our score is 60-44, and we are into the halftime. Now, that puts our Miami Vice City Rollers are up by 24 points.
That was a jump. That just literally nullified about 2 minutes of conversation we had.
It did.
It did.
That's how fast this game moves.
There we go. I was just so into it. There we go. There we go.
Okay, so the Vice was up by 24 points over the Molly Rogers. Let's see if we can get Will the Thrill to come over here and join us for just 1 second. Wow. Can you get Will the Thrill to come over and join us? Thank you, Fern. Thank you, Danny. So what do you think so far? I mean, you've been following the sport for a while. How is tonight's game stacking up?
Tonight is a very excellent game. Neither team is easy. Neither team is playing light. Both of them are giving it all they have. It is when it's a game that's close like this, it's exciting to watch. It is it just makes for great roller derby, and I really love a close match like this. So win or lose, so far it's been a beautiful game.
It has. It's been a very physical match tonight. We've seen a lot of action. We had that hit just a few moments ago where Loch Nessa was literally flipped on the hip toss.
I think she did a 180 in the air. I think it was a triple axel.
Yeah, well, Molly Rogers definitely a physical team. I know Miami likes to do a lot of work with them. It's funny. Molly Rogers is one of those teams that a few years ago when I first heard of them and they were spoken of, it was like, ooh, Molly Rogers, they're a real physical team. I don't know about that.
They were just spoken of in whispers. By the way, this is Will the Thrill, the stadium announcer, who's joining us here on the broadcast.
Thank you very much. So, yes, they were very much spoken of in whispers. It's a very tough bunch of broads you don't want to mess with. Turns out they are just the kind of team that we like to play. We like to play a physical game. Molly Rogers brings that to us. And as you can see from the scoreboard here, 60-44, this game really could go anyway. Miami's playing it hard and it's doing really well.
That's the nature of roller derby. Everything can change on a dime, just like that. We can get the score to turn around and you come from behind, or you can have that crazy lead and it can be taken from you in a moment's notice.
Yeah, so, there is no room for error here, especially with two teams with these skills and awesome players that are just really skating their hearts out tonight. And, of course, what do you think of those juniors who were skating earlier this evening?
I was really impressed with the juniors. I really like the fact that it's co-ed, and they're letting the boys and girls skate together. I think that's really, really cool. And, it's no more physical a sport than football or, pee-wee football. So I'm not seeing any – and this is me coming at you as a father. I'm really not seeing anything here that I'm not seeing, young people do in other sports. So the whole argument that, it's dangerous – well, so's football, so's baseball, so's any other sport, so's any other physical activity. But those kids gave it their all, and this was the Little Miss Demeanors' first sanctioned bout, as I understand.
That's right. Yes.
Now they did lose today.
Yes.
But a noble effort for a team, really, coming into its own, and it's had trouble finding members and keeping members.
Yeah, a lot of the kids we've had, they lost one of their coaches and one of their key members earlier. Fathers in service had to go out, and so we have a few people like that. But we have people coming into the program, so it's nice to see Miami fielding a nice roster there, and of course having the attack pack come in and fill in
and help fill out the roster was really great of them. We really appreciate that. So that was the Jacksonville Roller Rebels. What was the final score in the game?
Final score on that, I believe, was 56 to
321.
321.
Yeah, it was a
beating. It was a beating.
It was a beating, but it was they fought the whole time.
Absolutely.
Nobody played the end of the game like they were losing. Everybody kept playing like it was the first jam.
Oh,
Last jam
definitely.
was played just as tough as the first jam, and they were playing a bunch of girls. And what I love about this game is, you can't just come and join the team and say, "Oh, I know how to skate. Let me come out here and play."
No. This is like this is the mafia here. You gotta make your bones to get on the track.
You gotta make your bones, and you do that with practice, and you got to pass both written test and physical test. So, just like in any other sport, you can't just walk up.
True. A lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and of course, people might not realize. Of course, roller derby is. Oh,
I guess we're gonna lose Will the Thrill.
Gotta go.
You're needed, you're needed, young man. Thank you so much for joining us.
All right, no problem.
All right, you're listening to live coverage of the Vice City Rollers, welcoming the Molly Roger Roller Girls to the Sunnyland Hockey Rink. Now, if you're in South Florida and you'd like to join us, we've still got half a game left. We're just about 4 minutes left in halftime. We're located on US 1 in Southwest 152nd Street at the Palmetto Golf Course. On the east end of the parking lot is the roller rink. You can't miss us. Big as life, twice as ugly. We've got DJ Nancy Starr out here, an entire production crew from it's John Goodman TV. There's a bunch of photographers here from a bunch of different papers. We've got a production crew from the Connecticut School of Broadcasting that's bringing this broadcast to you here tonight. If you think that you would like to get into the field of broadcasting, it might be for you. All you got to do, call 1-800-TV-RADIO or log on to gocsb.com. Thousands of jobs in the industry that are waiting for creative people just like you. You just got to get that training. All right, we're just about 3.5 minutes. The referees are doing their safety checks before we get back to the second half of tonight's bout.
Quality.
Now, have you seen a bout fit tonight that's really struck out at you? Now, normally you see Naughty C Cups.
Normally
she goes up and beyond. And Divine Thrash as well. But tonight, it's a little cold in South Florida. It's a balmy. This is going to make those of you up north who feel bad. It's a balmy, 68, 70 degrees.
70, yes.
Beautiful night in South Florida. We got partly cloudy skies, but we're under the lights of the rink outdoors. And it is amazing. But where the ladies of the Vice City Rollers, who normally really go all the way with their bout fits, have kind of toned it down tonight because of the weather.
Just a little bit. Now the stockings and the what are those leggings that they wear? That's to try and prevent rink rash when they fall.
Yeah, it's not just about the wacky outfits and dressing all sexy and all that. No, there's actually serves a purpose.
Serves a purpose.
If you fall and you go across concrete and you slide a little bit,
it's going to leave a raspberry.
It's going to take some skin off. Now those hose and those leggings and all that kind of the fishnets, they prevent that from happening. It's actually a piece of safety equipment. Now the fact that these young ladies are creative and have a lot of fun with it,
well, that just goes to their creativity and their style.
And it makes a little more flash to the game. It makes a little more flash, a little more style to the game. I mean, let's face it, this is female-driven. If it was guys, they'd all be out here in the unitard. And
there is a men's derby association.
Yeah, we have a men's team here in South Florida, the Miami Brawlers. They have an open house on February the 2nd. All right, looks like we're getting ready to get started here. Our jammers this bout for the first of the second half is Battlestar Valkyrie, number 44 for the Vice City Rollers, and Super Pie, 3.14 for the Molly Rogers.
And the girls that were in the box start in the box on the second half. So
it looks like it's Anger
do have some
from the Vice City Rollers and Katie from the Molly Rogers.
We pick right up where we left off. Got 3 blockers. On each team, 1 jammer for each team, and they are
we're away into the second half.
Valkyrie goes, Battlestar
fighting into the pack.
Inside,
Battlestar
and
on the inside.
She skates that inside line, and actually is able to come through as your lead jammer. Super Pie is still struggling to try and get through that pack.
Battlestar Valkyrie coming up on the back of the pack.
She's fighting Super Slap.
This is her scoring lap.
And Talligator is giving her a heck of a time as they try and come through. Scoring lap. Does she come through? Does she come through? There we go. Valkyrie.
We've got a bunch of the 1, 2, 3 of the Molly Rogers are down.
Valkyrie has to crawl back to the outside of the ring to try and get back in so that she doesn't get called for cutting the track, and she calls the jam off from her knees on turn number 1.
Looks like 4 points were scored on that one. That takes our score to 64-44.
Now, if you're
Vice
able,
City Rollers.
if you're able to knock a girl out of bounds, that girl has to come in behind you,
At the rear of the pack.
just behind the person that knocked them out.
Ah.
So you skate to the back of the pack to make her have to skate all the way to the back of the pack.
I get it.
If you
That's more of that strategy.
That's more of that strategy.
All right,
And as
looks
they
like
come
we've
back
got
in.
Pow Pow Panther and Mason Voorhees. Pow Pow for the Vice City Rollers and Voorhees, of course, for the Rogers.
And they're off. Pow Pow's trying to the outside.
And
They
Voorhees,
got a great block in there. Pow Pow's out of bounds while Voorhees makes lead jammer. Number 13, Voorhees. It's coming up around the back of the pack while Pow Pow is still coming through. There we go. Pow Pow makes it. Voorhees comes up through the pack. Voorhees is coming through one more blocker to get through. She gets past. And Voorhees makes 4 points. Pow Pow's coming to the back of the pack, and Voorhees calls it. There we go.
and you're listening to live coverage of Miami's Vice City Rollers taking on the Molly Roger Roller Girls. I see a 24/7 Miami.tv. I'm George West from the George West Show, and I'm joined by Thomas Cole, who's calling the action. I'm learning at the foot of the master here as our skaters line up for the next jam.
There we go.
Okay, it looks like we've got Loch Nessa for the Molly Rogers, and Guinevere will be at the jammer for the Vice City Rollers.
And we do have Tally Gator, looks like she's sitting in the penalty box.
I believe that's Divine Thrash.
That is Divine Thrash. You are correct, sir. And as they go back, there we go.
Naughty
skating
C-Cups
backwards to make
coming
her
to the
come
back, keeping an eye on Loch Nessa,
There
forming
we go.
a three-man wall.
There we go. And she makes it through as lead jammer.
Guinevere is our lead jammer for the Vice City Rollers.
Number 138. Lead jammer. It's coming up to the back of the
Very
pack.
physical game playing play here today.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful, huge hit on the outside. She calls the
And the
jam on
jam is
turn number
called.
4 from her knees. That was a beautiful, beautiful hit that stopped the jam dead on its feet at that exact moment.
Okay, we're getting ready for our next jam here. It's going to be Super Pie for the Molly Rogers and Tally Gator for the Vice City Rollers.
Looks like we have a full jam team on both teams. Doesn't look like anybody's in the penalty box.
Now, I've seen this before. Tally's in trying to be intimidating. She keeps skating circles around Super Pie. Right away, the ref's whistles off, and
She likes to pace her
but
impatience.
didn't work. Didn't work.
Didn't
Super
work.
Pie takes the lead
Super
jammer
Pie is
position.
lead jam. That was fast. That was before the first turn. That was a beautiful pass on the inside. It just worked like a charm. Now that she's coming up on the back of the pack, trying to get through, going right through the middle, and gets her 4 points and calls it off. There you go. Closes that lead by another 4 points before Tally can come up and actually make any difference.
Okay, we are at 20, just shy of 26 minutes left in tonight's game. Our score is 64-52. Molly Rogers making a comeback. And we're getting ready for the next jam. Mason Voorhees, the jammer for the Molly Rogers, and the jammer for Vice City Rollers, Guinevere.
Number 138, Guinevere. Looks like we have a full pack. Nope, we've got a timeout. Heads, shoulders, knees, and toes.
Okay, our refs go to the center of the rink.
This is where
To
we
collaborate.
stretch. This is where we stretch. Everybody stretch. Let's stretch. There you go. Stretch. There you go. Oh,
You're listening to live coverage of the Vice City Rollers taking on the Molly Roger Roller Girls live, courtesy of 24/7 Miami.tv. I'm George West. Calling the action right here next to me is Thomas Cole. Got a little extra color commentary from Danny Garcia. Now, Danny, this is for those of us, those folks just joining us. This is you've covered the pinnacle of sports, from the Super Bowl to the NBA Finals to the World Series. You've done it all. You've been there.
I've hobnobbed with the best, yes.
Yeah, you've rubbed elbows and you've stepped in some high cotton, as it were.
Yes.
And this is your first time that you've ever
Absolutely
experienced Derby.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And I'm in love.
What are you? Oh, you're in love. I was
I'm in
going to
love.
say, what are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm in love. I love this game. I love the action. I love the speed of the game, the athleticism. I've totally been caught off guard, George. I mean, to be very honest with you. I expected to just kind of come out here, have a good time, and just kind of like, do my thing. But I'm really enjoying this game, like up and down. I mean, if you always wanted to get into this, I strongly suggest you come out
this
there.
This is one of those things that you've heard about it, and you're like,
exactly. Exactly.
You're hemming, you're hawing. Listen, do yourself a favor, all right? Just whatever's in your hands, you need to put it down. You need to pick up your car keys. And you need to get down here to the Sunnyland Hockey Rink, Southwest 152nd Street in US 1 in the South Florida area. Get your butt down here because we've got just about another half an hour of some awesome roller derby action. An incredibly physical game tonight. We've got the Vice City Rollers have welcomed the Molly Rogers to town. We're getting ready to get started.
Only a 12-point difference. Which can be made up in one jam.
One jam. That's all it takes. That's all it takes. So while we wait for the refs to
work out their differences.
They're talking about something over there. And do you think this is like that scene from Bull Durham where they're like,
Listen, they got sass. I mean, over there we got Shakespeare over there. She was just giving us a jam right now. She's moving around, giving us a little wiggle.
They're staying limber.
Will the Thrill hasn't stopped dancing for the last 15 minutes.
That guy does not stop moving. We had him on for a portion of the halftime aspect of the broadcast there. That guy knows this sport. I've got a lot to learn. That's what I've learned tonight working with Will the Thrill and Thomas Cole. That I have got a lot to learn. So we're again our refs are and they're working something out over there. I don't know. At the end of this, I'm hoping that there's peace in the Middle East or a cure for cancer. We can finally put those zombie apocalypse rumors to rest.
It can go from a player being ejected to a simple add or remove of points or an extra penalty. You never know what they're talking about unless you're actually up in there.
But if you look out there at the scrimmage line, you're seeing the skaters from both teams. They're talking. They're smiling. They're cracking jokes with each other. They're getting along. And then you see how they play and how physical and aggressive it is. And then how they get, as soon as the jam's not on, they're the best of friends.
Absolutely.
You don't get that in any other sport.
You want to see it even more, come to the after party.
I'll be there.
Now you're talking my language, sir, and I will be there as well. But I really have noticed one thing, the intensity that these girls play with. I mean, ever since the first with each jam, you just kind of see more sweat, more intensity. The sidelines get a little crazier. There's a little loud talking. Before they were doing kind of show-off moves, pulling in here. Now there's no show-off moves. It's just straight up. Get it in there.
They're playing for real now.
Exactly.
With 25 minutes, 30 seconds left in the game. 60-40-52 Vice City Rollers.
I'm being distracted.
Thank you very much. Will the Thrill giving us a shout-out. He's a very nice man there. Okay, they're still talking.
They're still talking. They're being friendly. As soon as that whistle blows, it's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
Somebody's giving a recipe on how to roast chicken, or what's the again? I keep going back to that scene from Bull Durham. Candlesticks make a good gift.
Candlesticks do make a good gift.
Okay,
sir.
Finally they've worked it out.
There we go. Let's see what we get going here.
We're getting ready for the action. Our refs are taking their positions. Here we go. Mason Voorhees for the Molly Rogers. And
we do not have a jammer for Miami because she is
the penalty box.
Penalty box.
Oh, that is not good. Naughty C Cups.
Good. This is their chance to
bring
it up.
Of the jammer. Keep an eye on number 7. Naughty C Cups.
Naughty C Cups. Pow pow.
And we're away. Right there.
Shakespeare.
They're giving her problems trying to get through the pack, but they're still working on her. And down we have a lead jammer.
She makes it on the outside. She makes it clean on the outside, gets through as lead jammer. She's coming up behind
Mason
the pack
Voorhees, a very, very aggressive player. Coming up on the rear of the pack. Here we go.
Oh, 16. She gets to the penalty box.
Oh,
shame on you.
What did you do? And there comes the awesome hocky stop again.
Is to die.
You can always tell when she has a good jam. She comes in with the hockey stop. Okay, we get our next jam. Coming up.
When the girls are
Loch Nessa is going to be the jammer for the Molly Rogers.
When the girls sit up from the penalty box and they're standing there, that means they're about to re-enter the.
I believe 10 seconds, right?
10 seconds. So within a few seconds of this jam beginning, you should see Miami's jammer.
But she's going to have to come in at the rear of the pack.
She's got to come in at the rear of the pack. Absolutely. Otherwise, she'll get an improper procedure and get sent right back to the penalty box.
So when you get knocked down, you got to check back behind the person to check you down, I'm assuming.
As long as they did not go out of bounds, knocking you out.
Ah.
So if they go out of bounds while you go out of bounds, well, both of you went out of bounds.
Loch Ness goes to the front of the pack right away. She's fighting to get past Inger and Killa V, and we have a lead jammer.
We have a lead jammer. Look at this. Loch Ness is out ahead, and looks like Talligator is going right to the penalty box. I don't think she's very happy about that call.
She is not, and that is not good for the Vice City Rollers.
And this is going to give her a grand slam right as she passes. You do get points.
And just like
those are called ghost points.
Ghost points.
Ghost points. Every
And
time
she's
you pass
still
a member of the opposite team that's sitting in the box, that's a point.
Aha.
And just like that, the Molly Rogers take the lead.
See, I always thought ghost points was
64 to
what happened
66.
what happened when Pac-Man ate the ghost. I thought those were ghost points.
To your shirt.
Yeah.
To your shirt. Nope.
She's trying to break through the pack, and she calls it. Our score is 64 to 66.
64 to 66.
Molly
Roger
Rogers
back in the lead.
And I do believe you said it was one jam away.
Here come those ghost points, 64 to
away.
68.
64 to 68. You do have to count the ghost points, the points of the girls sitting in the get. This is why it's so important not to play in such a way to get a penalty.
Okay,
and
we
it's
got
not easy.
Super Pie going to be the jammer for the Molly Rogers, and Talligator in the penalty box for the Vice City Rollers.
Talligator's already standing, so hopefully we won't have to go too long.
I always believe in penalty box language. And Talligator, the last time around, she just kind of sat there a little annoyed. Now she's just standing up more into it. I think we're going to get quite the show when she skates back in here, sir.
She does have a tendency to take out the penalty on the next girl she runs into.
Ah, my favorite kind of player.
Talligator, definitely one of the more senior skaters from the Vice City Rollers. Very, very respected. One of the founding members, one of the ladies who brought roller derby to Dade County.
Absolutely. She also likes to take her four-wheel skates and go into skate parks.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah, you could sit
Not in lines, not skateboards. Her four-wheel skates.
Four-wheel
Yes.
skates.
And yeah, she'll go in there with the guys, the skateboard guys, the inline guys, and show them what for.
I'll YouTube that.
You know, she'll go in like, as soon as she shows up, so what are you doing here? And then by the time she leaves, they're blown away. Not only do they want her phone number, but they want to get quads and they want lessons.
Listen, the nickname alone tells me all I need to know. If you're living in Tallahassee and a Gator fan and you came out of there alive, you're pretty tough.
There you go. She is. And what do we have here? Do we have another?
We've got another conference of the referees.
Conference of the refs. And I think she's given up on her calisthenics. She's just sort of patting her forearms.
Yeah, bro. She's running out of pepper.
She's running out of pepper. Somebody needs to bring her a drink.
All right, 22 minutes, 44 seconds left in the game. 64 Miami Vice City Rollers, 69 Molly Rogers. The Molly Rogers coming out of being behind for most of the game. This is their first time that they've held the lead in the entire game, up by 5 points. All right, we're back on the line, getting ready to get back to some awesome roller derby action. Super Pie is the jammer for the Molly Rogers and
Skating
Talligator.
on challenge. Skating on challenge until Talligator can actually come out of the penalty box. I disconnected the camera.
Go.
And we're away.
Molly Rogers has been able to take advantage of these power jams and continues to do so.
Divine Thrash doing everything she
once
can. Talligator back on the track.
Once again, lead jammer. Tally is back on the track, trying to get through the pack for the first time. There she goes. She's
Finally away
through.
from the pack, and we've got number 11 from the Molly Rogers. Number 11 in the penalty box.
But she's been playing rough all night, number 11.
There we
That's
go.
Katie, number 111.
There we go. So some of the things that constitutes a penalty is not just cutting the tread, throwing elbows.
No bows.
No elbows. No pushing in the back, which is called a back block. No low blocks, so you can't block somebody in the legs. You have to do it with the hips or with the shoulder.
Got it. Square up shoulder.
Square up shoulder, square up hip.
Mason Voorhees is going to be the jammer for the Molly Rogers, and Battlestar Valkyrie for the Vice City Rollers. They're starting just to the rear of the scrimmage line.
Is it me or has this been the all-star matchup all night? These
Oh,
two?
right away.
It has been.
Right
and look
away.
at that. Valkyrie's right through there.
Battlestar Valkyrie out front.
Two of Jolly Rogers girls are in the box. One of them's just come back out, so we still got one girl in the box. Let's see if she can take advantage of this and actually score points after being lead jammer. She comes back
Mason
in.
Voorhees on the other side of the track, coming up on the rear of the pack.
Oh, Valkyrie gets called for cutting track. Her jam ref is crossing her arms saying she cut the track. She didn't go back in behind the girl that actually knocked her out of bounds. Once again, Molly Rogers is actually able to have a power jam. Scoring goes up again. Scoring goes up again.
And for the layman, the power jam would be like the power play in hockey where you're short a runner.
Actually, you're short a jammer.
Short a jammer.
Short a jammer. So there's 2 jammers. Only one can be in the penalty box at the same time. So if she was to commit a penalty, she would go to there and the other jammer would be released immediately. She's able to skate on challenge. That's a power jam.
And trying to get stopped by Wilma Shakespeare and Callie Gator.
There you go. She does a knock her out of bounds.
Valkyrie, right
go all the way. She gets knocked out by her own player. Comes back in. Oh, technically that was a cutting the track. One of her wheels actually came out. The ref did not see it. She gets a free pass.
It ain't a crime if you don't get caught. Even in the roller derby.
As the great Macho Man Randy Savage once said, if the ref didn't see it, it didn't happen. Oh, exactly.
Valkyrie's out. She's already scored 4 points to try and keep this bleeding from continuing.
This is getting to be a tight game, 71-78 on the scoreboard right now. Molly Rogers up.
Valkyrie goes through again. It looks like, yes, she did get called for cutting the track. The jammer is in there, so it's a power jam the other way now.
It's a great opportunity for the Vice City Rollers to get some more points back on the board, and it looks like
the end of the jam.
That's the end of the jam.
That's the end of the jam. Every jam only lasts 2 minutes or when the lead jammer calls it.
That's it. We're only 2 points in difference in score here. 76 Vice City Rollers, 78 Molly Rogers. Great roller derby game happened here tonight. We got an amazing bout. Guinevere jamming for the Vice City Rollers and for the Molly Rogers.
Well, it would be the same jammer, but she's unfortunately sitting in the jam box.
That's it. Then that's going to be Mason Voorhees.
Gentlemen, is it me or is this game getting more physical? Is it
you better believe it.
It wears on.
They can smell the lead. They can smell it. They want it. They're going after it, and they're putting everything they can. They're adjusting who they put in together as their blockers, tweaking that blocking team. There are certain blockers that are more adept at opening holes. There's certain others are more adept at actually closing the gaps.
It looks like we've got some ruckus coming from the Molly Rogers bench for our refs.
We need to stop the clock.
Okay, that's what it was. The clock didn't get stopped, but that's all right. They set it back. They got the technology. It's going to be okay.
I was about to make a Bionic Man reference right there.
Feel free. Feel free.
When you have a match this close, every second counts. You don't want to give up time.
Indeed, it does, and it seems like the coaches from the Molly Rogers are very, very upset about this whole clock situation.
I think a little bit overly. They're in the lead.
A little bit.
They're in the lead, and if they can continue to bring this lead out
here. Come on, guys, get a grip.
If they can continue to bring this lead out, then they're not going to want the time on because that'll just give them more time to come.
Yeah, well.
Our score 80-82.
Divine is getting her jam on.
All these girls get their jam on in between the rocks. That's what I like about it. That's another thing I like about it. There's no time off. Physically.
A lot of these ladies not only do roller derby, but they'll also skate bowls. They'll do jam skating.
They like to skate in parades.
They like to roller skate.
In the community.
Yeah. So sue them. If you don't like it, screw you.
I think it's fantastic. I got to be honest with
you. That big middle finger right to you.
Yeah.
We were discussing this in the pre-bout show that roller derby is one of the American-made sports. As American as the banjo, as apple pie.
Absolutely. Baseball,
American football, and basketball.
And the McDonald's combo number 2.
That would be
given.
Cheeseburger?
The two cheeseburgers with the fries?
2 cheeseburgers.
2 cheeseburgers.
Fries and the drinks, sir.
Extra pickles, please.
Please.
I could have ate that.
That's why there's more over there. If you're hungry, we got pizza, man. We'll feed you. That's it. We're not paying you, but we'll at least give you a slice.
I'll go
a slice and a Coke. All right, you've tuned into live coverage of the Miami Vice City Rollers. Welcome the Molly Roger Roller Girls to Dade County, Florida, the 305. We're broadcasting live from the Sunnyland Hockey Rink. I'm George West, joined by Thomas Cole and Danny Garcia, bringing you all the action live right here. Now, if you want to spread the gospel of roller derby, you have to excuse me. It's chilly night down here in South Florida, so to stay warm, we've been
chilly 68 degrees.
I know
man.
it's terrible, so we've been trying to stay warm with a little Grandpa's cough syrup here. Yeah. So
Germany?
Yes,
it is.
I smell the German.
From Germany. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, indeed. So it looks like once again our refs are having a big old conference in there. They're
Big
swapping
old
recipes.
powwow.
I don't know what to think about this. I mean, what the hell's going on?
Listen,
in
if they're
there?
trying to figure out exactly how much time they had left on the clock, they should come over here and talk to the good producers back there at 24/7 Miami. You guys got the replay.
We
got
have
the
the
clock
replay.
time right there. We'll tell them how much time there was at the
we
clock.
we
but
could do that.
Unfortunately, replay is not a part of Women's Flat Track Roller Derby
That is right.
Association rules.
That ain't WIFTA, man.
Listen,
That's not WIFTA.
listen. I'm gonna explain something to you. Okay, we need to get with the times, sir. All right, this isn't Major League Baseball. We don't keep like it's 1902.
We
Danny
do keep
Garcia
it real. We keep it simple, and we rely on our refs.
with the sports reference.
Listen, I'll make one quick sports reference on that. You do realize that minor league, not minor league baseball. You realize the Little League World Series had replay long before the Major League Baseball
It did,
Like,
and it was a wonderful thing.
And our refs are still working it out. We thank you for tuning in tonight. You're listening to live coverage on 247miami.tv of Miami's Vice City Rollers, welcoming the Molly Roger Rollergirls to the Sunnyland Hockey Rink, deep in the heart of the 305. That is Dade County. Our score is currently 80-82.
2-point difference.
2-point difference. And this was what, 20 points 20 minutes ago?
It was 20 points.
And
before
just
the
like that, in the blink of an eye, wham, we are back to it.
Well, there was that one jam where they caught the penalty there in that last one where it started out very physical, and then all of a sudden the Battlestar gets knocked down to the penalty. And
That's
they were
right.
able to
When
get out a
you
jammer.
get a
Couple of
jammer
power
in the
jams.
penalty box, it costs you big time. I've seen championships lost with jammers going to the penalty box.
Tough game.
It is heartbreaking because there's nothing you can do on the other team, but do your best to block. Do your best to keep them back there. And I have seen a jam go the entire time without a jammer actually ever getting through the back.
All right. So as someone who I don't know anything about the history of the sport, I'm going here, and clearly you are the man I need to see. If you had to say what is one roller derby jam, the one that like stands out above all the others, it was the one that's just kind of like it's like the Super Bowl III of roller derby jams. Like which one would that be?
Well, we have the Super Bowl III jam, which was held by the Jersey Shore Roller Girls up in Asbury Park at the Asbury Park Convention Center. They were having their championship game. The score was just as tight as this, and a girl comes around the third corner, is able to jump the apex, which is the inside corner, jumps out of bounds but lands inbounds, so that she actually jumps the apex, gets in front of the pack, and actually wins the game by 2 points.
That's spectacular.
It was everybody on their feet. That convention center was full. You would have thought Bruce Springsteen was in there giving a concert.
All right, fellas, we're getting ready to get back to the action here. We've Guinevere, the jammer for the Vice City Rollers, and on the Molly Rogers side, it is Mason Voorhees, but she's just now coming out of the penalty box. She'll come to the back of the pack. She's on the track.
She's out in front trying to break through those three blockers at the front.
And
she gets knocked out of bounds with a booty block.
But she
Talligator's going to the
four
penalty
skaters with her.
box.
Talligator on her way to the penalty box.
Divine is blocking in the back while
And
Gwyneth
Kicking
actually
Puppy's
makes
doing
it through the
everything.
pack. She gets a minor penalty, so she is not lead jammer. He is not flailing his arms like a chicken. He is letting her know that she is not lead jammer.
That is not an interpretive dance move.
That is not an interpretive dance move. The lead jammer is actually Molly Roger. Molly Roger was able to call off the jam before any points were scored. There is no change.
80-82, our score remains.
Just like no yardage gain, no hits, no runs hit,
No runs, no hits.
no runs, no hits, no yardage gain.
Okay. Loch Nessa for the jam on the Molly Rogers, and for the Vice City Rollers, we've got Battlestar Valkyrie.
Number
Gonna be a good matchup
44.
right here.
Naughty C Cups is in there to play some havoc as blocker. We have one blocker in the penalty box for Miami, giving the Molly Roger a advantage. However, it doesn't help. Valkyrie makes it through the pack as
City
lead
Rollers.
jammer. Loch Ness is actually close behind. She's going to try and make it through and call it. There she goes.
Jam
She
gets
calls
called.
it. They both seem to be able to make points. Nope. We got 4 points to 0. So who got the 4? Looks like Miami got the 4. Miami takes lead again by 2 points.
Have the old saying, Don Vicendi, back and forth they go.
Back and forth they go.
Into the night.
All right, as we get ready for our next jam, Guinevere for the jammer for the Vice City Rollers and Super Pie for the Molly Rogers.
3.14.
Okay. We're waiting for the whistle from the ref.
They got to wait for the 30 seconds
get
between
this
jams.
jam to get underway.
Looks like we have one Jolly Roger in the penalty box, and we got
Mason
one
Voorhees.
roller, Miami Vice roller in the penalty box.
Naughty C Cups. All right, Super Pie down already.
And looks
Sent to
like
the
Super
penalty
Pie
box.
sent to the penalty box. We got a power jam, but can we take advantage of it? Those blockers are giving her the
What
business.
for? Yeah, absolutely. That's Guinevere trying to get to the head of the pack and take the lead jammer.
There
position.
she makes it
goes.
through. There she is, lead jammer. And another Jolly Roger set to the penalty
One goes
box.
out, one goes in.
And
Katie,
doesn't
number 111, on her
quite
way to the
understand
penalty
why
box.
she's being sent there. Hands up with a shake of the head. She's trying to make it through the pack once again.
Holly Koss doing everything she can with the help
Looks
of
like
kicking
no
puppies.
pack will be called right there. There we go.
And
She
that's
makes it
it.
through again. And a
Guinevere's
power
our lead
jam. Taking full advantage of Loch Ness being sent to the penalty box. Coming up on the back of the pack. The blockers try havoc. Looks like the coaching staff for the Jolly Rogers getting a
Naughty
little
C Cups
frustrated
back
with
in as
non-calls.
Divine Thrash goes out. Guinevere coming up to the rear of the pack again.
Oh, Super Pie is back out
And
on
she
the track
calls the jam.
and
She calls
moving
the
it.
jam.
Yeah. That was close. That was close. She was coming back up.
All right, let's update our score.
We are waiting for the input. 94 to 88. 6 point difference, gentlemen.
That's
6
all.
point difference.
Just like that. Just like that. The Vice City Rollers take the lead back.
Tight game, tight
We've
game.
been swapping the lead back and forth.
Still 14 minutes left in the game.
All
Big
right.
jam,
We
big
get
jam
ready
right
for our
here.
next jam. It's going to be Battlestar Valkyrie for the Vice City Rollers and Mason Voorhees for the Molly Rogers, and we are away.
Battlestar goes right for the middle while Mason goes to the inside. Mason now goes to the outside as he's found nothing on the inside, goes back to the inside
Battlestar getting
again.
knocked around like
But
a
she
rag
is
doll.
meeting Tally Gator. Tally Gator sticking the booty out, making her go out of bounds and come back inbounds. Playing games with her. Tally Gator's having her way. However, Battlestar Valkyrie is not having any of an easy time trying to get through the pack.
And just like that, Mason Voorhees back in, our lead jammer.
Absolutely. And Valkyrie's coming in, and we got a Molly Roger going to the penalty box.
Oh, and the jam gets called
Called
by
off.
Mason Voorhees.
That was beautiful scoring. Let's see. We got 2 points and 4 points. 2
That was
points and
one
4
physical
points.
start to that jam right there.
98 to 90, our score,
It was a beautiful thing.
with 13 minutes remaining in the game. Okay, we get ready for our next jam. We've got live for the Molly Rogers, and our jammer on the Miami Vice City Rollers is Guinevere.
I got the drink.
Waiting for the ref's whistle,
Loch Ness lining up. Here we
and
go.
we are underway. Next jam. Okay, Guinevere trying to go for the outside and get ahead. Loch Ness will get knocked around like a pinball
both
from the
teams
outside
are
to the inside, the
concentrating on-
inside to the outside. She is at the rear of the pack with 4 Vice City Rollers on her like a lampshade. She's going nowhere. Still no lead jammer. And
Grandpa's cough syrup has a kick.
it does indeed. Loch Ness are knocked out of bounds.
The red deer, sir. The red deer.
And that's it. Loch Ness takes a lead jammer position. Molly Rogers.
Guinevere is still trying to fight through the pack. They are concentrating on blocking the jammers and letting the jammers of their own team find their own way through, what she does with absolutely no problem. Jolly Rogers makes it straight through, almost unchallenged.
Loch
Almost
Ness
unchallenged.
all the way around the track, coming up on the backside of the pack.
They are all working on keeping the jammer back, but look at her just coming right on through.
Sugar Slap trying to get in Loch Ness's way. No success.
She is the lead jammer. She is taking full advantage of this particular lineup. She has made a grand slam. She's already brought down Jolly Rogers into the lead and is looking to increase the lead another 5 points that fast.
Just like
Another
that,
5
we
points
are at
that
triple
fast.
digits. 105, Molly Rogers 98.
And the jam continues.
And the jam is still on.
They're tired. You can see on her face that fight getting through that pack has put a toll on Sugar Slap. And here she comes trying to get through. Unfortunately, she doesn't. The jam is called. The bleeding stops, hopefully.
Well, let's hope so. Let's see here. Our score, 98 to 106, Molly Rogers.
8 point difference, and it can go exactly the opposite way in our next jam. We got Sugar Pie lining up once again.
And Battlestar Valkyrie will be the jammer for the Vice City Rollers.
Two excellent power jammers, both excellent athletes in their own right.
Just over 10 minutes remaining in the game. 98 to 106. Okay, we're underway. Battlestar Valkyrie into the middle of the pack. Super Pie being forced to the rear of the pack, but
Valkyrie's fighting
just
away
like
on the
that, she
inside and
finds a way
makes
on the
it
outside.
through. Not for Jolly Roger.
And calls
the
jam
jammer,
right away.
but called it right away. They're trying to save the time. They want to have as much time as possible in order to try and score as many points as possible. That's confidence in themselves.
The game is getting strategic with 10 minutes left. You know, they're doing what they got to do to make it the good for us, bad for them kind of situation.
Confidence in the jammers to say, I want more time because guys will score.
Okay, we got Mason Voorhees and Induced Pain.
Mason
Voorhees playing
31.
a hell of a game tonight. Really on it.
Really.
There we go. Naughty Sea Cups and Talligator in the same group as Pow Pow and Desdemona, all playing blocker, all making
forcing
havoc.
Mason Voorhees to the back of the pack.
Forcing her outside. There she goes, out of bounds, having to skate back in again. And Miami makes the lead jammer. And Pow Pow puts a little hurting on there. There we go. There we go. Back to the inside. She's using her teammates to try and come back out. Gets knocked out by Talligator.
Nice job by Talligator right there.
We gotta.
She's like, come on back. Come on back. Come on
back.
Come
on back. Come on back. Come on back. No pack called. She gets to come in.
Just toying with her. Not going to try to knock her out of bounds again. No luck this time.
No luck this time. She actually made it through the pack. She is now trying to complete her second task, having to come back behind the group. But Miami calls it before it can happen. Once again, as I called it, Miami's in the game.
107, 106. Point separating these teams.
Nice.
Just like that. This is one fast-moving game, folks.
Down to the nail. Both teams are excellent. Excellent fighters. It's a well-matched game. Very well-matched game. Loch Ness coming up against Anger.
With Talligator as the pivot. Keep an eye on Talligator.
Talligator, Killa V.
Skies are opening up on us, gentlemen.
Divine. No, we won't. No, jinxing. No.
Bite your tongue.
I said something.
10 minutes left in the game. Shut up.
Oh, Divine gets her out of bounds. Comes back in. Killa V. There we go.
That's it. Anger away.
Anger is your lead jammer. Anger coming up behind the group again, trying to make it through the blockade created by Jolly Roger. Gets put out of bounds. Now she's coming in.
Katie forcing her to go way back.
But she's not calling it.
And
there we go.
Jam is called.
Jam is called. 3 points to.
Now, Katie talked about that a little bit earlier. She talked about how she liked to break the jammer.
Break. I will break you.
Exactly. She would stare him down. Oh, we've got a tie score. 110. No. We've made an adjustment. 110, 109. Still 1 point.
1 point.
1 point difference in this game with just shy of 7 minutes remaining.
This has been a fantastic game. For people who did not come out, I hope they're enjoying the broadcast because this is one of the better games.
roller derby.
It's a fantastic game. I'm glad my first time out of the game this freaking close. I'm loving it. I'm loving this athleticism. I'm loving the sport. Wow. When's the next time you guys have a
The next bout's going to be February 21st. Then we've got March 20th, And then I am not sure. We've got another one in April, which is going to end, I believe, the broadcast season. The team travels during the summertime because it's our rainy season here in South Florida. So there's no telling. We like to play outdoors, and that's where we do all the home games in the winter when it's not so wet.
Understandable.
They also travel up as far as Savannah. We did Savannah last year.
Nice.
Which next time y'all do that when I'm there. And Fiddler's Crab House, love this.
There's also scrimmages, which are usually open scrimmages and are both male and female. And we've had that in last time was in Miami, and then we had one here. I believe last weekend there was a scrimmage.
Okay, looks like we're getting ready to get back underway here with just shy of 7 minutes, 6 minutes 51 seconds. We got Battlestar Valkyrie for the Vice City Rollers and Snap Happy.
Valkyrie going right to the outside, following her blocker, trying to get through the pack. Pow Pow and Alligator giving their blocker a hard time, not letting her get out of the back of the pack. Valkyrie gets recycled, sent all the way back again.
Guinevere sent to the penalty box.
And Valkyrie coming back in again. It looks,
Naughty C Cups getting in Katie. That's the matchup right there.
Snap Happy,
and
not happy. Going to the penalty box.
Not at all. Battlestar Valkyrie is our lead jammer.
I believe that look Snap Happy said it all.
Absolutely. Valkyrie's coming through again. Gets knocked out. She has to skate back.
And Katie go all the way to the back.
All the way back.
Come on back.
Normally that would matter, but when the other jammer is in the penalty, look at that, skating right through on the out.
Guinevere out of the penalty box.
Gets a grand slam
for Miami.
Hello.
Caught behind the pack again. There it is again. There's another 5 points. Chat fast before I can even finish speaking my set.
You can tell. You can tell that the Molly Rogers are starting to get tired, but then you're also seeing fatigue on the face of Battlestar Valkyrie.
Absolutely.
She's been skating hard this entire game.
When you get knocked down and you have to constantly get up and knock down and get up and knock down and go back and come back and go back and come back, it takes its toll.
Absolutely.
All right, jam over, and we get set for our next jam. Our score, 124-109, Vice City Rollers.
Sugar Pie, number 3.14, against Super Pie.
Super Pie.
I'll get it right one of these days.
One of these days.
One of these.
The jammer for the Vice City Rollers.
Actually, Sugar Pie comes back out because their jammer is still in the box.
Aha, okay.
She gets to start this jam unchallenged. However, we've got 3 blockers against 4 blockers, so they have the advantage.
She's fighting her way through.
She's trying to fight her way through.
She's trying to find a hole to plow through it. Oh, she gets hit by number 716.
Nice shoulder hit, another nice shoulder hit.
And she's away. We got a lead jammer.
Hello.
Anger gets through the pack.
Coming back again. Here she comes. They are waiting for her. There it is.
And did she call the jam?
No, she did not call the jam. It's a power jam. There's actually no need to. She can come back to the back of the pack, finish going back through.
Just collecting a couple more points. We got the other jammers back on the track now.
This is the first pass for the other jammers, so there's no worry about points this time. However, she's going to want to call it. She's going to want to call it when that other jammer comes up behind her. She's coming up behind. There she goes.
There she calls the jam. 4 minutes remaining in the game. Miami 129, Molly Rogers 109.
And I think something happened to Anger at some point in this game because I think she's laboring there on her left leg a little bit. Just seemed to be putting her hand on it, seemed to be tripping up on it a little bit there. Just something to keep an eye on.
As you see, Danny, this is a physical game.
Hey, you're falling all
here
over.
We go. Super Pie and Battlestar Valkyrie will be our jammers. Super Pie for the Molly Rogers and Battlestar Valkyrie for your Vice City Rollers.
Naughty C Cup back in again with blocking. So is Pow Pow.
The real rivalry tonight has been number 7 Naughty C Cups and number 111 Katie from the Molly Rogers.
Alligator giving that jammer a hard time coming up through.
Those girls have gotten to know each other tonight. Our lead jammer is Super Pie for the Molly Rogers.
Super Pie calls it off to save the time. She doesn't want to waste time trying to have her catch up, so why wait? She needs
With 20
time.
points behind, they need every second. It is getting down to the wire here.
It is getting. These girls are putting on such a fight. Such a fight.
What an amazing game. 3 minutes remaining. 129-109. Miami Vice City Rollers up by 20 points. So getting ready for our next jam. Mason Voorhees for the Molly Rogers. And for the Vice City Rollers,
We got a Mr. Guest.
Number
31.
Looking at my roster here. Inducing Pain. Okay.
Tally comes all the way back.
Tally forces Mason Voorhees to the rear of the pack. And then again, Divine Trash and
Divine gets knocked out of bounds as well.
And
Divine gets sent to the penalty box.
Mason
and so
Voorhees.
does Morse. Oh no, this is not a good
The
thing.
Molly Rogers forced to skate 2 skaters short. This is an incredible power jam. Inducing Pain coming up on the rear of the pack with only 3 Molly Rogers between her.
We got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes. We got 2 minutes, and their jammer is in the penalty box.
Inducing Pain, our lead jammer, just with a grand slam. It doesn't get any better than this. Sugar Slap is on the pivot. Looks like she's on her way to the penalty box. And Mason Voorhees out of the penalty box, back on the track. Inducing Pain needs to put some distance between. She's skating like this game depends on it because indeed it does.
And calls it. A minute and 37 seconds.
A minute and a half remaining. Miami Vice City Rollers 144. Molly Rogers 109. Every second counts.
Would this be considered pulling a point?
I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that because if
Danny, everything could change. It only takes one jam.
Anger's lined up right now. If Anger gets a penalty and they get a power jam, they can put that 20 points on the board.
So basically what you're telling me is everything's on the table. Anything can happen.
That's right.
Everything's on the table and everything can happen.
And we're underway. Super Pie for the Molly Rogers and Anger for the Vice City Rollers. Anger taking the outside.
We got a pile up sitting there
Super
right
Pie being
off the
denied
line.
by Pow Pow Panther.
Who do we have?
Getting ahead, and Super Pie is our lead jammer.
Anger is in the back. Super Pie is going to take advantage of this. Our Miami's jammer has not made it through. Has not made it through the pack yet. She just made it through the first time. She
Getting
gets
a little
whip.
help from Katie.
There is a little
whip.
There's a little whip from
And the
Katie, and then
jammer's
she calls it
called.
off. There's 29 seconds. 29 seconds.
144, 113.
They call a timeout to stop the clock in order to make sure that they can get lined up because there is a 30-second gap. So there was 29 seconds left on the clock. They call a timeout to stop the clock so that they can make sure they get one more jam in. This is it. This is all the cards on the line right here. Right here. This
Put
is
your
the
cards
final
on the
jam.
table. Best players out on the court. The rink. Do you call it a court or a rink?
It's a rink.
It's a rink.
It's a rink. All
Flat track. Flat track rink.
Nice.
Okay, Loch Ness is going to be the jammer for the Molly Rogers, and Battlestar Valkyrie will be the jammer for the Vice City Rollers as we get underway from the final moments of tonight's bout.
There are some teams that still play on a bank track.
On a big track?
Bank.
Like a
bank track. It has an angle to it.
Like the angles, like in the old 70s movies. Exactly.
Like in the old 70s movies.
Like Starland Express, exactly.
Yes, exactly. There are still some teams out there, and there's a whole league around it that do bank track.
All right, folks, we would like to thank you for joining us tonight. You've been listening to the Miami Vice City Rollers taking on the Molly Rogers on 247miami.tv and miamirollerderby.com. I'm George West. I've been joined by Thomas Cole and Danny Garcia as we get underway for probably our last jam of the night. Loch Ness for the Molly Rogers and Battlestar Valkyrie for the Miami
44.
Vice City Rollers. Here we go.
We've got full packs on both sides.
And Battlestar Valkyrie immediately pulls away. She's putting half the track's distance between her.
There we go. She's prompting the crowd to give her some love.
And she's coming up on the rear of the pack.
That was a hit. There we go. Valkyrie's being sent all the way to the back. They're trying to call no pack. Naughty C Cups gets sent to the box.
She's no stranger to the box.
Now,
happy to be there.
Game
and we've
time
got
will
Snap
run out.
Happy who's going to be joining her on the Molly Rogers side.
Game time has already run out, but that's it.
That's it. The game has been called.
The game
Final
is
points
over.
going to get tallied. And Miami has it 144-113 Vice City Rollers.
Vice City Roller Girls takes it. If you were here, you could come to the track and give the girls a high five. Everybody high five your monitor.
An amazing night of roller derby action here in South Florida in the 305.
Everybody high five your monitor.
Bro, can you get me the team captain from the Vice City Rollers? Can we get a team captain from the Vice City Rollers? They're taking their victory lap. I'm George West. You've been listening to live coverage of the Vice City Rollers, Miami's Vice City Rollers, that is, taking on the Molly Roger Roller Girls from Brevard County here in the heart of the 305 at the Sunnyland Hockey Rink.
Sunnyland Hockey Rink. It wonderful evening.
Great crowd.
Big crowd here tonight.
Nobody has anything
Good
to be
energy on
ashamed
the
of.
rink.
This has been a fantastic game through. It's been a fight. Everybody put on a hell of a game. It was a hell of a game.
Okay, and here come the Molly Rogers taking their lap. An amazing night of roller derby action right here in Miami. Our final score, 144-113, Miami's Vice City Rollers.
Vice City Rollers takes it.
So they get their first sanctioned win of the season. A great game of roller derby played out here tonight by both teams. You had the Molly Rogers. Mason Voorhees was just shredding the night. Tallygator was on point.
Super Pie was a heck of a
Super
jammer.
Pie
Super
and
Pie was
Battlestar
a
Valkyrie.
Beautiful jammer.
Great game
just
by Valkyrie.
really physical.
An
and got through
amazing,
the pack.
amazing night of roller derby action. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better game.
You could not. Well, I believe Molly Roger might think they could have asked for a little bit better game,
That's our they played their hearts out. I mean,
but they did. They absolutely
this was
played their hearts
this was
out.
no easy win for the Vice City Rollers. The Molly Rogers absolutely made them work for this tonight. And you could tell, I mean, in that last couple of bouts going around, you could see the fatigue on the faces of players from both teams.
And a lot of this boiled down to penalties. Those jammers going into the penalty box at inopportune times, and the other team actually being able to take advantage of it. So not only did they get put into the penalty box, but the other team, that's how Molly Roger was able to come out ahead.
That's what really put a hurting on the Molly Rogers, was so many players in the penalty box and those power jams where the Vice City Rollers were able to get ahead, 10, 15, 20 points at a time.
It looks like MVPs are being voted upon and going to be handed out. It looks like Divine, who actually makes the MVP awards herself.
She does. She's a female carpenter.
That's right. She makes stages for plays.
Oh,
You're listening to she's an amazing lady.
Yep.
You were listening to live coverage of the Miami's Vice City Rollers win, 144-113 over the Molly Roger Roller Girls. I'm George West, joined by Thomas Cole and Danny Garcia, courtesy of the Connecticut School of Broadcasting, 1-800-TV Radio, or gocsb.com. Thousands of jobs in the industry waiting for creative people just like you. All you need is the training, and that's where CSB comes in. GoCSB.com or 1-800-TV Radio. Pick up the phone, make that call. Now, Danny, you're a grad of the school.
absolutely. I'm a grad of the school.
Now, would you recommend it to people?
I would recommend it to anybody who is serious about taking the broadcasting, because you can come into any school and you can come in and you can do the program. But if you're really serious about it and you want to do it, there's a lot of great people that are there to help you out. They helped me. I mean, my personal story, I went from studying in a CSB classroom to 2 months later working the Super Bowl in Dallas, Texas, being flown out. I mean, that's just how simple. That's just how simple it be. All you have to do is have some will, determination, come down there, work with some of the great people out there at the CSB school, and you can go very, very far.
Okay, and we're being joined by Shakespeare from the Miami Vice City Rollers.
It's an awesome win.
It's an awesome win. All right, so
So excited.
a very physical game out there tonight.
We played hard tonight. We played our little hearts out. We were controlled. We were focused. We've been training for this. And we did good. I'm really proud of the team. They put up a challenge. It was a close game. I mean, we're time for the after party. Time to celebrate.
Just like that. So you're going to Disney World.
We're going to Corbett's, just down the street from here. We're gonna celebrate the win together. First out of the year, first win of the year. Starting off great.
And an amazing game. They made you work for it, but you guys pulled it out in the end.
Exactly. It was clean. It was fun. We're ready.
Thank you so much. And congratulations.
Congratulations.
Shakespeare from the Miami Vice City Rollers.
Right. She has fun out. She was out there dancing, jamming with us.
And look at this. This is you don't see football teams doing this. You certainly don't see baseball teams doing this sort of thing, where the game's over, we're hugging. We're all probably going to go out and have beers later.
Yeah, absolutely.
You talk about covering the professional games.
I doubt.
A lot of those players play for the money.
Oh, of course they do. Oh,
these,
it's all
these
about.
girls pay to get to play. It's for the love of the game, and you see that
so pure.
Every single one of the players. You see it in the coaches. You see it in the refs. It's for the love of the game.
Absolutely.
Not for the dollar bills.
Absolutely.
And that's one of the reasons I love this game is it's pure in its execution.
Oh, yeah. That's a serious
a souvenir.
I think I got this almost same thing last time I was here.
Come on over here with me, Kicking. This is Kicking Puppies from the Molly Rogers. Tough win tonight. Now, you made them work for that win. Any thoughts?
We tried. We have a new team that we played for the first time tonight. So to do as well as we did against a completely awesome team, we're really happy about.
It was a hell of a fight. It was
very
well played.
Physical game. One of the major hits that we saw earlier, Loch Nessa took a hit, did a 180 in the air.
I think it was a triple axel. It looked like a triple axel.
Yeah, Brian Boitano would have been proud.
Yeah, we work on that. We practice.
So at any point in the game after you saw a hit like that, did you become worried? How did you maintain your focus?
I don't want to get hit like that, so if I stay focused, I won't.
And there you have it, folks. Kicking Puppies from the Molly Rogers. Thanks for coming down to South Florida. It was a pleasure having you guys.
Great time. Glad to have you.
Next up,
MVPs. Come on over,
we got
MVPs.
one of our MVPs. It's
right.
Super Pie. You're very tall on skates.
I'm very tall without skates.
Well, okay, but you're even taller on skates. I mean, it's not normal that I'm looking up, but
I like people to look up to me.
well, that's great, and I'm happy to do it for you. So a tough game tonight, a tough loss, but a very physical game. You guys really played hard out there. Any thoughts?
I thought it was a really good game. Towards the end, we ran out of time and, a couple penalties. It's how the cookie crumbles, but I felt like we really came out, showed who the Marauders were. We kicked some butt. It was not easy on either side. So I feel like we represented the Molly Rogers and the Marauders.
No, I noticed in the last couple of jams there that you're using a lot of strategy, as our former president George W. would say, a lot of strategy, stopping the jams to make sure that you had enough time on to really score those points that you needed. Was that the plan?
Yeah, there's an expression, hit it and quit it, get your points, and don't let the other, if you get lead. I wanted to keep engaging, but I was going with my coaches on that because I'm a newer player, so this whole strategy stuff is a little new to me, but I'm working on learning. And so far, I thought it was a good game.
It absolutely was. One of the best I've seen so far. Congratulations on being the MVP.
It was also both of our first inaugural official bouts.
I see. Okay.
Congratulations.
What's your name?
Minnie Mayhem.
Minnie Mayhem. Come right on over here. Don't be shy. Okay. I know you're sweaty and I don't care. Right? You just get right over here with me. Okay. So now, how long have you been with the team?
I just started a couple weeks ago.
Really?
Wow.
So this was your first real bout? Did you pop your bout cherry tonight?
I've been playing for about 3 years on separate teams.
Who did you play with before?
I played for my first team was Space Coast Rocket Jockeys. That started in Melbourne, and then I went from there to Tri-County Rolling Militia in Jacksonville, and then New South Roller Derby in Jacksonville, and now I'm here.
So you're just new to this team, but not new to roller derby. Okay, any thoughts about tonight's bout?
Oh, I think it was great. We really melded together. We were one as a team. We only had a couple weeks of practice after the break, so we were a little nervous, but I really think we gave it all out on the rink.
Absolutely.
Absolutely
It
did.
showed.
And then you absolutely deserve that MVP ring. What is that? A wheel necklace that you've got there. Be proud. Be proud. You made them work for it tonight. Thanks for coming out. Next up, we've got the next MVP player from the Vice City Rollers is Guinevere. Don't be shy, Guinevere. Come on over here with me. You know me. All right, Guinevere, you played a tough game out there tonight. Took a lot of hard hits, gave a lot of hard hits, but you, in the end, you're trading back and forth the lead, but you managed to walk away 144 to 113. How do you feel?
I feel pretty good.
And how do you feel about your performance tonight?
I think I'm always very critical of my own performance, but I couldn't have done it without my teammates.
You guys did an amazing performance out there tonight. Now, I know it was a lot of fun to be in, but it was even more fun on my end watching.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad to hear
That was a lot of hard-working jam work out there.
It was a lot of teamwork. We talked about our strategy before we went out. Every time we stayed calm and focused. That was key.
How did you find getting through those blockers?
At first, it was a little easy. And then I got a little tired after this in the second half, and I was like, "All right, come on, guys, I need some help. I'm a little tired here."
I see you got a lot of sass and attitude on you. How much sass and attitude do you need out there to really just try to keep going throughout the game? Is it really like what is it? What is it more? What keeps you going out there when you're that kind of tired?
The athleticism and the drive to win. I'm a competitor, and I don't like losing.
All right. Well, congratulations on the MVP win. We'll let you get back out there with your team for the pictures. Thanks for coming by.
There's a picture.
Don't miss your picture. That was Guinevere. She was the MVP for the Miami Vice City Rollers. Now, for 247miami.tv, I'm George West, Thomas Cole, and over here to my left, Danny Garcia. And on behalf of the entire 24/7 Miami.tv team, let's get everybody in here. Come on over here. Let's get on screen.
Give all these gentlemen a hand. Great job.
We want to say
Ladies
thank
and
you for tuning
gentlemen.
in. You can catch us on YouTube as many times as you want. It's going to be posted up there right away immediately. So we want to thank you guys. And we'll be back here next month, February 21st. Miami Vice City Rollers Radio, 24/7 Miami.tv. So until then, keep one foot in the gutter, one hand in the gold. I'm George West. Bye.
All right, I think somebody needs to get us out. That
was fun, man. And just like that, Thomas.